Right now on Good Morning America First Look, what we're learning about the armed man arrested at President Trump's golf course in advance of his visit last night.
New images of a family fleeing the devastating fires in Washington state by boat. The driver describes the conditions he faced.
As the parasite outbreak linked to lettuce spreads, now a new concern, why Chipotle is pulling their jalapenos.
The stunning video, an attack drone targeting a defenseless street vendor in Ukraine, exploding. But authorities are now saying as technology revolutionizes the weapons of war.
Plus, the new legal battle over deliveries made by Amazon.
A mother now fighting for her life after a spider bite during a family campfire.
The historic relics revealed as extreme drought dries up riverbeds in Europe.
And two young brothers, one night and one remarkable coincidence for mom to celebrate.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay.
And I'm Hanna Battah. We begin with a potential security threat to President Trump.
A man was arrested at President Trump's golf course in advance of Trump's visit to Los Angeles last night.
This morning, new details on the armed man arrested at President Trump's golf course in Southern California. Officials say plainclothed agents reported a suspicious man at Trump National Golf Club in Rancho Palos Verdes Sunday. They say he was spotted walking the property, taking photos and videos, and appearing to monitor security preparations 2 days before the president's planned visit. Authorities detained the suspect, identified as 38-year-old Janine John Taylor. They say they found hollow point ammunition in his pants pocket and a loaded pistol in his vehicle. Also saying a search of his home in Downey, California revealed an illegally modified AR-style rifle, body armor, radio signal devices, and multiple notebooks containing what officials described as concerning statements. The incident comes nearly 2 years after a man was arrested near President Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. A Secret Service agent had spotted a rifle pointing out from the bushes while then-candidate Trump was golfing.
Individual in the bush with a gun.
Prosecutors said Ryan Ruth spent weeks planning an assassination attempt, making 17 trips to scope out the course. He was later convicted and sentenced to life in prison.
As for the arrest in California, the suspect is due in court today, facing a federal weapons charge. He was also being investigated in a separate robbery case.
Results have been coming in overnight from primaries across the country, with close scrutiny on one of the races that could help determine the path Democrats take in the fall when they hope to take back power in Washington. Here's ABC's Karen Hua.
Overnight, primary results coming in from 5 states, with the most closely watched race in Michigan. Progressive Abdul Al-Sayed and moderate Congresswoman Haley Stevens are battling for the Democratic Senate nomination in a primary seen as a fight over the party's future. Both candidates addressing their supporters overnight, with the results so far showing a tight race.
We knew that this was going to be a close race.
Turns out it takes a long time to count some votes in Michigan.
The winner faces Republican Mike Rogers in November in a seat that could decide control of the Senate.
There is so much more that unites us than divides us.
Meanwhile, Congressman Max Miller of Ohio is defiant, saying not even President Trump could push him out of his re-election race as he faces abuse allegations from his ex-wife.
If the president called you tonight and asked you to drop out, you're staying in this race?
Yes, there's no chance that I'm removing myself from this race.
Miller's ex-wife Emily claims he abused her. In a February police report obtained by ABC News, she claims he threw her against a wall, once held a gun to her head, and another time threw hot water on her. Miller says she's lying. Emily's father, Republican Senator Bernie Moreno, Miller's former father-in-law, says the congressman is unfit for office and is putting his family through hell.
My daughter lives in constant fear of this man. Deeply in her heart, she fears what this guy is capable of.
Caught in the middle, the couple's 2-year-old daughter. Moreno says when he picked her up over the weekend, Miller refused to hand over the stuffed blue bunny she sleeps with.
She has a little blue bunny that she sleeps with. Max would not hand over the little blue bunny. Literally held it hostage for 48 hours. This girl is crying at night because she can't sleep without her little blue bunny.
Miller is firing back.
If that were true, that would be incredibly disturbing. This is nothing more than an individual who's being politically vindictive.
Now, Congressman Miller is also accused of abusing his daughter, which he denies. The local Department of Children and Family Services says it found no evidence to support those allegations. Sophie?
Karen, thank you. Breaking overnight, police responding to the home of celebrity gossip blogger Perez Hilton after he posted alarming video of himself online. The disturbing live stream, which we will not show here, prompted the law enforcement response out of concern for his well-being. Police say he was taken to a hospital. The social media account he used has since been taken down. Representatives for Hilton saying, "We are aware of the concerning content circulating online involving our client, Perez Hilton. Until we have confirmed information, we will not speculate. We appreciate everyone's concern and ask his privacy be respected. If you or anyone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, you can call 988.
The man accused of setting one of the devastating wildfires burning around Spokane, Washington, is being held on $1 million bond. He previously served prison time for killing his father and was questioned about 2 other fires last year. The fires have now burned more than 10,000 acres, damaging or destroying at least 700 homes and other buildings. In the race to escape the flames, one family jumped into their boat, taking shelter on a nearby lake.
My eyes were hurting. I had to put my head down underneath the steering wheel and push my way through. You know, I had a T-shirt wrapped around my face to cover my face and got through the smoky aspects of it.
And fire on both sides?
Fire on both sides, yeah. And homes burning up. You can see the homes that are burning up.
A fire sparked by lightning is also spreading in Oregon, pushing toward Mount Hood.
Chipotle is removing jalapenos at some of its restaurants because of concern about a salmonella outbreak. The company saying it's acting out of an abundance of caution. Health officials in Minnesota say more than 100 salmonella cases appear to be connected to jalapenos. Dozens of patients reported eating at Chipotle. And cases of the intestinal illness that's made thousands of Americans sick continues to rise. The CDC is now reporting up to 22,000 cases across these 47 states. The darker states have the most cases. Michigan has the most and has reported the first 2 deaths from the outbreak. The CDC says patients' ages range from 1 to 98. Officials have linked some cases to shredded iceberg lettuce served at Taco Bell. They're still looking at possible other sources.
Now to the stunning video of a drone hunting down a food cart vendor. Evidence that the tactics of war, whether in Ukraine or Iran, are changing with the times. Overnight, another deadly attack on Ukraine's capital city. Russia launching ballistic missiles. A residential building collapsing. People trapped under the rubble. Civilians are paying the price on both sides of the war. New video shows a Russian drone appearing to hunt down this defenseless vegetable vendor on a Ukrainian street. The drone tracking his every move. Then it dives down and explodes. The man survived but suffered a concussion and shrapnel wounds. President Zelensky says the video is evidence Russia has gone mad. Earlier this week, a Ukrainian drone plummeted into this crowded beach at a Russian resort, killing 7 people, including 3 children. Ukraine claims Russia shot down that drone and that it never targeted the beach. Ukraine has been striking deeper into Russia, hitting warehouses tied to a company known as Russia's equivalent to Amazon, as drone technology revolutionizes warfare in both Ukraine and Iran. There's growing concern about American stockpiles of air defense missiles.
Sources tell ABC News that after months of war, U.S. stocks of air defense missiles have been significantly depleted, a major concern if this conflict were to escalate once again.
Reuters reports the Pentagon has drained virtually all its supply of long-range precision missiles and nearly half of its Tomahawks. The White House has insisted the military will have what it needs. President Trump overnight said peace talks with Iran are moving along nicely. He said we should know in about 48 hours about a potential deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
A 5-ton piece of a SpaceX rocket was set to crash into the moon overnight. The rocket launched last year. SpaceX was not able to steer it toward the Earth. Part of it was expected to plunge into the moon and leave a new crater. Scientists say it's a unique opportunity to research the makeup of the lunar surface. Time now for your Wednesday weather.
Good morning. Another day of heavy smoke in the northwestern poor air quality, showers from the southwestern of the Great Lakes, and showers and steam heat are climbing up the East Coast. You see the heavy smoke concerns once again for Portland and Seattle, and that also goes into the northern plains. The heat is building to the north as well. You can see a record high in Seattle on Thursday. In the east, you're talking about some flash flooding, Kansas City to Chicago, but also from Atlanta to D.C. These are some drought areas here. It looks like steam heat will be in the northeast all the way through early next week. That's your forecast on ABC News. Senior meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Coming up, the new legal battle over Amazon deliveries.
Also ahead, new video as a massive explosion rocks this Illinois neighborhood.
And the latest on Barry Manilow after abruptly canceling a concert.
And even when we're far apart,
Back now with evacuations around Guatemala's Fuego volcano. Alert levels are at their highest level. The first eruption since last year is now underway. Some volcanic mud flows have been longer than 4 miles. The next 72 hours are critical for possible explosions.
Back in the U.S., a deadly home explosion caught on camera. Flames erupted from the home in Energy, Illinois. One person died. It's not clear whether the victim was inside the home at the time. Several other nearby homes are damaged, and the cause is being determined.
You see them in nearly every neighborhood in America, delivery drivers for Amazon. But this morning, there's a new legal battle being fought on their behalf.
This morning, Amazon facing a new lawsuit over the drivers who bring packages to your door. New Jersey is suing, accusing the company of illegally driving down the pay and working conditions of thousands of delivery drivers.
Today, my office is standing up for thousands of New Jersey delivery drivers who are being exploited every day by one of the world's biggest, richest corporations.
Those drivers show up in Amazon vans, wearing Amazon vests, carrying boxes with the Amazon logo. But most of them don't actually work for Amazon. They work for small contractors, which the company calls delivery service partners. But the lawsuit claims those partners are entirely dependent on Amazon to survive, and claims the company uses that power to control their routes, their hiring, and their pay, while crushing any attempt by workers to unionize.
They practically cannot resist what Amazon tells them to do.
Amazon says the allegations are not grounded in fact and argues its delivery partners are independent business owners who make their own decisions about hiring, fleet management, and capacity planning, and they choose whether to work with other companies besides Amazon. Amazon recently surpassed the Postal Service to become the largest delivery provider in the country. But the lawsuit claims drivers for Amazon earn substantially less than those at the Postal Service, UPS, and FedEx.
Amazon says authorities chose a press conference over a conversation and says it's confident it will win in court.
Well, we've told you about the ongoing blood supply shortage being called a crisis. Now, a new incentive for donors. The Rhode Island Blood Center is offering a voucher for a free pint of beer if you donate a pint of blood. Donations nationwide are low because of bad weather and foodborne illnesses. Coming up, Barry Manilow abruptly canceling a concert.
Also ahead, a mother fighting for her life after a spider bite during a family campfire.
Back now with a railroad crossing crash. Police say a drunk driver drove a tractor filled with hay through this crossing in Poland just as the gates came down. We see that seconds later, a passenger train packed with people came speeding through. Somehow, no one was hurt.
U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is reporting a record number of arrests in the last month. ICE officials say they arrested 51,000 people in July. Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin says the number for August could be higher. Mullin is also responding to a man's recent death at a New Jersey detention center. He says the man died of a heart attack and the staff administered help. But the man's family wants an independent investigation, claiming he was denied proper care. New concerns about Barry Manilow. He abruptly called off his concert in Kentucky last night, right before showtime, citing unforeseen circumstances. But he did not elaborate. The same show was postponed back in March during his treatment for lung cancer. His new album came out in June.
We turn now to the mother fighting for her life after a summer campfire.
Brittany Miller, a mother of 4 from Goddard, Kansas, says she never imagined what could have happened while enjoying a campfire with her family at a local lake.
And I felt like 15 spiders climb up my legs and into my shirt. I had spider bites on both sides of my leg.
But Miller was not alarmed until 4 days later, when concerned about a painful bruise on her leg near one of the spider bites, she went to the hospital. She said it felt like she was being stabbed.
And they're like, we need you to sign this paper. We're going into surgery. And I'm like, surgery for what?
Miller had previously been diagnosed with 2 rare blood clotting disorders and developed a compromised liver and various allergies to food and medications. Doctors removed the blood clots, but just days after her surgery, she developed a blood and staph infection, and doctors shared even more bad news.
They gave me like 3 days to a month to live. So that was scary.
Doctors don't know exactly what kind of spiders bit her.
The 2 venomous ones that we have in Kansas are the black widow spider, and the more numerous one is the brown recluse spider.
Miller has so far beaten the odds. She's become strong enough to leave the hospital and get at-home care, but now she needs a liver transplant. As she waits to qualify for the transplant, she says her family serves as her inspiration.
I was like, I give up. I'm done being cut open. I'm done being poked and prodded. I'm done hurting. And then I thought about all of them.
She says her husband lost his job because of all the time he needed to care for her and the family.
Oh, well, we're thinking of both of them. Coming up, why Leonardo DiCaprio and Jeff Bezos are now teaming up.
Plus, the pet reunion after a fire that you have to see.
Time to check the pulse. We begin with a big debut ×2.
2 baseball brothers made their first impressions really count last night. First, it was 21-year-old George Lombard Jr. playing his first big league game with the Yankees, and he hit a home run. At the same time, his younger brother Jacob was making his minor league debut in Florida.
And guess what? Jacob hit a home run too. Mom and Dad were in New York for George's game, but they watched Jacob's on Dad's phone. Next, allegations of cheating during the Tour de France.
Yeah, so some female riders are accused of padding their bras. A rounder chest is known to help reduce aerodynamic drag, altering the airflow around the body. Critics are now demanding inspections. Next, the drought in Europe is unearthing history.
Some sunken ships are no longer underwater. World War II German ships have resurfaced. Nearly 20 of them can be seen thanks to the river levels dropping so low. The ships went down as the Germans retreated in 1944. Next, Leonardo DiCaprio and Jeff Bezos sharing the spotlight.
Yeah, so the 2 are teaming up to save dozens of endangered animals. Their partnership is called the Phoenix Species Project. They're committing $200 million to help 100 animal species that face extinction. They're also working to revive endangered plants. Next, a beloved pet cat reunited with his family after an ordeal that may have used up one of his 9 lives.
His name is Toast, and he was rescued by firefighters 72 hours after a fire destroyed their apartment complex in Salt Lake City.
The Toast was found hiding in a closet, one of the only places in his owner's apartment that was left standing. He was wet and cold, but thankfully otherwise okay.
He just has the cutest face. Look at him.
I know, that hug says it all. Happy to be back together.
Yes. Top headlines next. Checking more top stories. Police in Southern California say they arrested an armed man at President Trump's golf course near LA, and more firearms were found at his home. He was arrested Sunday, 2 days before Trump attended an event there last night.
As cyber attacks on U.S. water systems spread to more states, authorities in Clayton County, Georgia, tell our Atlanta station WSB they may have been targeted. They believe hackers were behind a recent outage. Iran has been suspected in the recent attacks.
A new report lays out the cause of last year's Eaton fire near Los Angeles, which killed 19 people and destroyed 9,400 buildings. Officials say sparks from an out-of-service Southern California Edison tower started the fire.
A pair of shark sightings have sparked a warning for beachgoers in Maine. Officials say 2 great white sharks were spotted just south of Portland. They were up to 8 feet long.
Today's weather, hazy skies from wildfires in the northwest. Scattered storms from Louisiana to Virginia and from Kansas to northern Michigan.
And finally, a fresh new prospect on the basketball court. Here's Danny New.
Wembanyama against Robinson goes inside.
These past NBA Finals, viewers were blown away by 7'4" French phenom Victor Wembanyama, a.k.a. Wemby. But as we head into the school year, millions online are now marveling at the 7'4" prospect nicknamed Indian Wemby.
Indian Wemby. Do you like that nickname?
Yeah, that's a cool nickname.
18-year-old Jagmeet Singh here is heading into his senior year at Victory Rock Prep in Florida after coming over to the States a few years ago from his home in northern India.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Jagmeet, how easy is it for you to dunk?
I would say a 10.
Growing up in a country that prefers cricket, Jagmeet only picked up basketball at 14 years old and got recruited while he was playing at a park. Not before long, he was competing for India's youth national team and eventually received an offer to come play in the U.S. As his mother, Manmeet, told me through a translator, it was hard to send her son away for the first time, but their family was incredibly proud. Jagmeet said the transition was tough at first and he got used to it, but earlier this year, tragedy struck when his father, Jaswinder, suddenly passed away after suffering a heart attack. Manmeet said she knew how important this basketball dream was to Jagmeet's father, and she made the tough decision to tell him to stay in America and keep working on the court.
Do you think of him when you're playing now?
Yeah. Every time. He just wanted me to get his name up, get India's name up, make him proud.
Well, an Indian-born player has never played in the NBA, but when you ask Jagmeet about making history for his family and for his homeland,
yeah, the ultimate dream is the NBA, but one step at a time.
And guys, Jagmeet is already getting interest from colleges like Stanford and DePaul, but like he said, one step at a time, one very large step at a time.
That's your GMA First Look. Have a good day.